You've stood in front of your microwave 1,000 times, watching your food spin, waiting for the beep. But have you ever really looked at the door? Behind the glass, there's a metal mesh covered in tiny holes. Hundreds of them, maybe thousands. And here's what should bother you. Your microwave works by blasting food with radiation. The same radiation is bouncing around inside that box right now, inches from your face. So why doesn't it escape through all those holes? Why aren't you getting cooked along with your leftovers? The answer involves a trick of physics so elegant that it's been protecting people from electromagnetic energy since the 1830s. Today we're looking at why microwave windows have those tiny holes right here on the small things. To understand the mesh, you first have to understand what microwaves actually are, not the appliance, the waves themselves. Microwaves are a form of electromagnetic radiation, part of the same spectrum that includes radio waves, visible light, and X-rays. What makes them useful for cooking is their wavelength, about 12 centimeters, or roughly 5 inches. When these waves hit water, fat or sugar molecules in your food, they cause the molecules to vibrate. That vibration creates heat. Your burrito warms up from the inside out. The entire interior of a microwave oven is lined with metal. The walls, the ceiling, the floor. Metal reflects microwaves, bouncing them around the chamber until they're absorbed by your food. But you want to see your food while it cooks. You want a window. And glass, unfortunately, is completely transparent to microwave radiation. If the door were just plain glass, the waves would pass right through it and into your kitchen. Into you. This is where the mesh comes in. That perforated metal screen is a type of shield called a Faraday cage, named after Michael Faraday, the English scientist who figured out the principle back in 1836. Faraday discovered that electromagnetic fields don't penetrate conductive enclosures the way you might expect. The charges redistribute themselves on the surface of the conductor, cancelling out the field inside. A solid sheet of metal blocks electromagnetic waves completely. But here's the trick. You don't need a solid sheet. A mesh works almost as well, as long as the holes are smaller than the wavelength of the radiation you're trying to block. Remember, microwave radiation has a wavelength of about 12 centimeters. The holes in your microwave door are typically only 1 or 2 millimeters across. That's roughly 100 times smaller than the waves trying to escape. To the microwaves, those tiny holes might as well not exist. The mesh looks like a solid wall. The radiation bounces off and stays trapped inside the oven. But visible light? Visible light has a wavelength measured in nanometers, hundreds of thousands of times smaller than those holes. Light passes through effortlessly. You can watch your popcorn pop while the radiation stays safely contained. It's a perfect compromise. The mesh blocks what needs to be blocked and lets through what you want to see. Two completely different types of electromagnetic radiation, separated by nothing more than the size of a hole. Faraday himself would probably be amazed to see his principle at work in millions of kitchens around the world. In 1836, he built a room-sized cage out of wood, paper and wire mesh, then stepped inside and had it blasted with electricity from an electrostatic generator. He emerged unharmed, proving that electromagnetic energy stays on the outside of a conductive enclosure. Nearly 2 centuries later, that same principle keeps radiation from escaping every time you reheat last night's pizza. The door has other safety features too. There are interlocks that cut power to the magnetron the instant the door opens. Choke flanges around the edges reflect any waves that might try to leak through the seal. But the mesh is the star. It's the reason the door can have a window at all. And no, standing in front of your microwave won't hurt you. The mesh works. Modern microwaves emit far less radiation than safety standards allow. And even if small amounts did escape, microwave radiation is non-ionizing. It can heat things up, but it doesn't damage DNA or cause the kind of cellular harm that X-rays or gamma rays can. The worst it could do is warm your skin slightly, and you'd notice that long before it became a problem. So the next time you're watching your soup rotate, take a moment to appreciate those tiny holes. They're not a design flaw, they're a carefully calculated feature, exploiting a quirk of physics that lets light pass while trapping radiation, a 19th century principle quietly protecting you in a 21st century kitchen. I hope you enjoyed this slice of hidden physics. If you did, please hit that like button and subscribe to The Small Things for more stories about the world hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching.